quick one today, talking about moving beyond the deck, beyond the slide deck, and why your next presentation should be a website, in particular, using scrollytelling. So, we've all been there, spending a lot of time working on slide decks. Certainly in consulting, I put a lot together. I have to deliver many. And the time I really want to spend is on the content. It's on the quality of what we're delivering, the way it's being delivered, not on the actual construction of the PowerPoint deck or the Google Slides deck itself. But that is where a lot of time goes. Also find that they tend to talk at you, not necessarily with you. They're not as interactive as something like a website can be. So this is where I think we can do better. Switch to AI-generated scrollytelling and you suddenly lift the veil on what is a really powerful technique to save yourself a lot of time, give more interactive content, and gain a whole bunch of other bonuses along with it, which I'll explain in just a moment. And I do truly believe it's a fundamentally better way to tell a story, and telling a story is the best way to get your point across. So, for instance, unlike a static PDF, which is usually where you end up with at the end of a presentation, emailing it around to everyone, instead you can take your scrollytelling site and you can put that live on your own website. And that's now a piece of content that not only those who you talk to can use, but others can find, search engines can index, and it can contain things like this, where I can automatically copy a prompt, which when I'm teaching clients about how to use AI, is a really handy thing to do rather than having them copy and paste from a PDF, which was the way it was previously done. Like I say, interactivity is a huge part of it. They can move up and down wherever they want. You can embed things like live polls, so you can even take your content and turn it into something much more than just a static PDF that goes out. Instead, it's a live piece of content, a live piece of quality work that is then going to live and be used by potential clients and others who are exploring your area. You can also embed things like videos. So I found this handy to say, here's a piece of content that I'm delivering to you. It's often training or something along those lines, or strategy. But I've maybe created other content or created other resources that are going to help you just as much. So I can embed those. And then they've got that reference at any time. And also, if I happen to change those, if I update them, make a new video, change something around a little bit, it's very easy for me to come here and change what my site is. And, rather than having to email out a new version of a PDF deck with new links or something like that. So it solves a whole lot of issues here. And yeah, like I say, share a link, not a file. Just before we go to the end of it though, I do want to keep this pretty short, but I'll show you a quick example. So here we are in Gemini, and we're going to use a Gemini gem, which is just a saved prompt, to create a little scrollytelling adventure. We'll use some Microsoft audio to text to set that up. So what should we make it about? We'll do something about, tell me about the journey from deciding on an idea to then writing it down, discussing it with others, getting their feedback, creating a script, and then recording a YouTube video, and why YouTube videos are a great way to engage your audience. Now we want to make sure just before we send that we've selected Canvas. That's rather specific to Gemini, but most of the AI assistants do have canvases. And canvas is when you end up, in a moment you'll see, once it starts writing the code, you get this bit on the side here. And we want that so that we can see the code that it's writing, but more importantly, once it finishes writing that code, it's going to show us the live site. And the way that we would keep this is by copying and pasting all the text there, what you can see as HTML, and putting that into an HTML file. So copy it out to a text editor, save as an HTML file. Even if you really wanted to take this and embed it in some other kind of site, it's giving you the structure, it's giving you the content, the libraries, it's giving you everything you should need to be able to adapt that to whatever platform you happen to be using. But me personally, I like the minimum effort that just comes with using it as is. So this should be almost done. There we go, finish the interactive web page for you. And the Spark idea and brainstorming. So there you go, goes through blueprint, scripting and discussion, some ideas here, the Crucible feedback and iteration. So you can see it's given me a nice little design here, and you can always iterate on this, right? So you can come back to it and just say, I'd like every second section to be white. I would like you to add some animations. I want you to take these numbers that I've got about engagement and create some graphs, 3 pages down, something like that. Whatever you throw at it, it's going to factor it in there really quick. And I hope that's a great time-saving tool for you all. And that's it for today.